Fellas, we got some new merch available on our website, crowncinema.com. Bring back good movies. We all miss them. And we have a Crown Texas flag on the front. Cool for the summer. We also got hats available, so if you're a fan of the show and want to support us, check out some merch. You can look good while you're doing it. All right, let's get in the episode.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crown Cinema Podcast. In this episode, we are breaking down
and literally just watched
Uncut Gems. Give you a fucking panic attack.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
How long is it? It's like got to be
2:15.
Right 2:15. Yeah, that's a 2:15. 2 hours and 15 minutes of just straight stress.
I mean, literally just from the beginning. I guess the beginning doesn't really stress you out, but it shows you how dark the gym world is because you get to see the
black
mines.
shoes in Ethiopia.
Yeah, the mines where, we all know that's most of those mines are just slaves working. But it introduces you with like the guy's legs all fucked up. Mm-hmm. Not a very good working environment. So it kind of sets the stage for it's a underlying darkness in this world, which is what the story has, this underlying darkness of a gambling addiction. But just like the opening scene when he first walks into his jewelry store, the music is so loud.
Yeah.
Like if we were making a short, we have some shorts coming out that we're editing right now in post-production. The music's always like too loud in the first edit. We're like, let's lower the music quite a bit because you don't want it to overpower. But in Uncut Gems, because you want that sense of stress, the characters are having to like talk over the music and it's almost hard to hear them. So they just raise it up. So you're like stressed out trying to hear what's going on in the scene. And it's, the way they shoot it, obviously, but like that loud music just is like so stressful in the beginning.
Yeah. It's crazy how scrambled this movie just really is because like I'd be interested to read the script for this. Because, dude, it is literally just people talking over each other the entire movie.
Yeah.
And you can't really, like, it's just, with that, it adds to the realism and the stress for sure, but it's just so kind of captivating. It gets you, it pulls you in because you're like, damn, I have to pay attention.
Yep.
Because you know that, like, it's not all banter. And, like, what is being, like, the main point is pretty much just like you have to dig deep and listen hard to really understand what's going on because they just throw you in this movie.
Yes.
They just throw you in the store. They don't really tell you like what's going on. You're just as confused as the world around him.
That's what's also key in the movie is the use of their sound and their sound design. Because I've learned that they recorded the dialogue on scene, but then they also added ADR, which is when you record audio after the fact.
Yeah.
Usually done whenever you like shoot outside or like the audio is really bad and the quality's not good. So an actor will come back into the studio and they'll just talk over the mic or they'll talk into a mic over the video to try to match their lips. Mm-hmm. We've done that before. It's a little tricky, but you got to do it sometimes.
That's very necessary.
And so they added some ADR where they would add more dialogue than they actually shot.
That's crazy.
But it's honestly pretty impressive how they add in that extra dialogue because even though it's so much commotion, so many people talking over each other, they still like pace it well to where you hear the moments you need to hear.
Yeah.
Like kind of whenever, I guess one example is whenever Kevin Garnett is in the shop, you can hear what he says, but while all of his people are talking over him. So
are you talking about when he's seeing the black opal for the first time?
Yeah. And that scene, that's just one example of many where people are talking over each other, but you still know what Kevin Garnett's saying. And they also write it pretty creatively. And they did a smart thing where they have the characters repeat themselves. So if you miss it once, they're going to reiterate it again. Yeah. I saw an example where it's like whenever Adam Sandler asked Kevin Garnett he says, let me clean your earrings. He's like, I'll do it for free. And then like he goes over here, he's like, come on, it's on me for free. He says it multiple times. So that way, in case you miss it the first time and all the commotion, you still know what's happening. So it's just a smart way to like have the characters repeat themselves because they just know in the edit, they're going to make it super chaotic where it's going to be really hard to understand. So like in case you miss it, they're going to, add some repetition to make sure you don't miss the moments that you need to hear.
It's the perfect showcase of chaos, I feel like, on screen of how it's done because yes, while there's just a lot going on, they help you understand like the main gist of what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like when Kevin Garnett walks into the room, you need to just go ahead and assume that whatever he and Adam Sandler are saying to each other on screen is what you really need to be focused on.
Right.
All the other madness, like it's just kind of there for funny, like just to, add to the layer of like, yeah, this is crazy. But at the end of the day, Kevin Garnett just walked onto the screen And Adam Sandler's character up until this point has been like so hyped to see him. And so you just like, as the audience, I think there's just like the understanding of like, all right, Kevin Garnett is an NBA champion, Hall of Fame power forward, like legend. They're not just putting him on the screen for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I mean, they do help you with that. Like, it's like, all right, like just all I got to do is just kind of cut out the bullshit of like Lakeith Stanfield, Julia Fox, all the people that are just like begging for money and talking about like, oh, wait, this watch, this, that, like, what about this chain? It's like, no. Let me listen to what Kevin Garnett is saying to Adam Sandler.
Yes. And then they also add all the sound effects. They add the most stressful sounds ever. God, phone alarms are constantly interrupting. People are constantly interrupting whenever he's talking. There's a lot of buzzers, like the shop's buzzer to buzz people into the shop always is going off. That promotes stress because that's just noises that we don't like.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they step outside. You hear every worst part of like the outside world imaginable. Just traffic, cars honking, people getting mad, like just the whole thing.
They accentuate when he walks through a door, the bang of the door, things closing, like all the stressful sounds that we know and hate. They just push it so much in the movie, which generally, if you're making a movie, you don't want that. Like that's something you avoid. You don't want to have stressful sounds, but because that's the point of the story, they're making you feel the gambling addict's life and what he feels like. So you kind of get embedded in his world. They add all these stressful sounds. The sound design just really promotes this feeling of stress because the audio is just so cluttered and messy, while also being carefully crafted so that way you understand what's happening and it feels right while also still feeling super stressful.
Yeah.
It's not like too chaotic where it's like miserable to watch. Now, it is not that fun to watch, to be honest. Like, it's pretty hard. It's not hard to watch, but it's just the sense of anxiety is always with you.
No, dude. I mean, this is literally one of those movies where I just want to pause the movie and go outside and just scream.
Yeah.
It's just like, Adam Sandler, what are you doing? Stop.
Yes.
Like, can we please just get a moment to breathe in this movie? And we really don't. The only time I can think of that you kind of get a moment to breathe, for me personally, is whenever he's finally having dinner with his family. Mm-hmm. But then you see fucking Arnold's across the table from him, and you're like, oh my God. Like, they're really just not going to give us a break here.
Nope, never.
Never once. But like, it's just so funny that by the end of this movie, you just, I don't know. Like, I remember the first time I watched this movie, in love immediately. Because I was like, I hated that movie, but I loved how much I hated it.
Yes.
Like, I could not take my eyes off the screen, which is perfect. That, like, I think it's beautiful that the black opal is literally a representation of the movie. Just how, like, Kevin Garnett is, like, so mesmerized by it, but it kind of shows him, like, some haunting images, like in his little dream sequence or flashback or whatever you want to call it, whenever he's staring into it and he sees, quote unquote, the universe.
Right.
It's like, it's showing a lot of stressful times, like whatever, like kind of freaks him out. Then the glass breaks, but he's obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. He needs it. And he like, it's just, he can't keep his eyes off of it, just like this movie.
Yep.
I mean, you are, of course, stressed. You get angry, you get scared, but for some reason you can cover your eyes all you want, but like, you're gonna be peeking through and
trapped.
Yeah. And like, you just have to see, like, God, like, you would think he would stop doing this at this point, but no, he just keeps going.
Yes.
Keeps making wrong turn after wrong turn after wrong turn.
And then so with the camera too, how they use the camera to also make you feel super stressed out is that the camera's always moving. Yes. Like, it's never stationary. It's always moving. And so that just adds that sense of chaos where the camera's just whipping around, moving, but They also used almost like a telephoto lens, which just adds more depth to the background. So that way, whenever you move the camera, it appears as if the background's moving faster than it actually would. Like if you shot on a wide angle lens, the background wouldn't move as much. But because it's a tighter shot, the background just appears to be moving faster, which then adds that sense of chaos.
Yeah.
And
you're just dizzy.
Yeah, I know. A whole movie, you're just dizzy. Like things are coming. Like the focus kind of like is hard to track sometimes because they're just moving around so much. So like that adds to that sense of like not being able to fully catch a focus on what's happening. Yeah. You know, just always just caught up in the moment. And then they do also a really cool thing in the diamond shop that kind of suggests Howard's persona a little bit. inside the diamond shop, it still is chaotic because you can't leave the chaos of this man's life. Like no matter where you go, just pure chaos the entire time. Yeah. But inside the diamond shop in the front of the store, they use a steady cam to where things are a little bit smoother, where it's not a handheld shot, like the camera's gliding around the scene, still moving chaotically. So you feel that, but it's gliding. So it's not as shaky. But once Howard, this is like the real sense you get this is in that Kevin Garnett scene. The steady cam is pretty smooth. Let's just pull it up just for reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walks in the front of the diamond store.
It's KG, huh?
Security, by the way.
Yeah.
Bitches back to Paramus of Bay Ridge, yeah. You take that and charge it up for me? All I got
So notice how the camera's not shaky, even though it is moving. It's pretty smooth, right? Because it's on a steady cam. But once it goes to the back of the diamond shop, now it's a handheld cam where it's much more shaky. And the reason why they do that is because they want to show you that in the front of the diamond shop, he has to put on his persona of like having things under control. So even though it is chaotic, it has a little bit more sense of control because it is on a steady cam. But once he goes back to his diamond shop where he can kind of drop the act, it gets handheld where it's just pure chaos. Where like more shaky camera, a little bit more blur when they're moving around. So it's just a great way to just give you the sense of like how he has to pretend like he's got it under control in the front of the diamond shop because he's a businessman trying to make deals and he can't look like he has his life out of control. But whenever you go back in the back of the diamond shop, then it's like there's no more control over the scene. It's more shaky and chaotic, which is just a genius way to just add a little bit of nuance between the two separations of the two parts of his life, the back and the front. Yeah. It's just a cool little thing they do there.
But also with this scene, dude, if you are claustrophobic in the slightest, this must be one of the hardest movies to watch because I'm not claustrophobic at all. But the way that like every time that they're in the store, because it's Kevin Garnett, so he's already a big guy, but then he's coming with all of his team.
Right.
And
his entourage.
Yes, bro. So every shot in the store, is specifically in this scene, like it's just filled. Like because it's such a small little shop. But every camera angle, every shot that they have, like the lens is filled. Like the screen is filled with people just like crowded shoulder to shoulder. And then like when they get trapped, like in the like kind of the midway, before you enter the shop, you have to like get buzzed in. Right, yes. So whenever they get trapped, there's just like his Kevin Garnett's giant ass and then his whole team and they're just like trapped in there. Right. And then once they actually get out of the middle, they still don't really have much room to go. His buddy even says, he's like, I'm claustrophobic. You better let me the fuck out of here. Yeah. It was like, dude, I don't think you want to enter the store.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But it's just stressful.
And they do that the whole movie. The whole movie shot in always close-ups. Like there's very few uses of wide shots. And it's really just to like establish a scene or he walks in a new place to kind of give you a wide shot just to give you the lay of the land. But they give you the lay of the land for like a quick second, like maybe a few seconds, then they're right back in a tight close-ups to where, again, you just feel trapped. So you never can breathe.
Yes.
You're constantly just trapped in this moment. There's also, I think it's whenever Kevin Garnett's trapped and they're trying to get him out of that little holding space to, the security measure to get them in the diamond store so nobody can break in. You have to break through 2 doors to try to rob the diamond store, which makes it a little bit safer. And so, there's like a moment where you really realize the stress that you're in because whenever Howard tells his little jeweler guy, he's like, hey, go get the tools, get some metal shavings. Let's try to fix the door, come on. The guy walks back into the shop and it's just like quiet, smooth. So you realize, okay, it's quiet and smooth. And then he walks back into the front where Howard is and it's just pure chaos again. Yeah. So you get like a little breath of fresh air to get reminded right back that when you're in Howard's world, it's going to be super chaotic because he just brings chaos because his life is just crumbling right now. Like he's just trying to stay one step ahead while being 3 steps behind. Yeah. So like
it's also hilarious that pretty much every character that is introduced to Howard, like they all say the same thing. They're like, bro, ever since I have met you or known you, like my life has just like gone crazy. Kevin Garnett in the span, because this all takes place in what, like 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kevin Garnett's like, bro, ever since I met you, like everything has just gone crazy for me, which is just, that's the effect that Howard has on every single person. They like Lakeith Stanfield's character. He tells me, he's like, bro, like I can't even bring you around with me anymore because like you were just insane. Like you just fuck everything up that like you make situations that should be pretty smooth, insane. And that's just not how it should be.
Yeah, so here's whenever it's later in the movie whenever Kevin Garnett comes back to actually return the opal and get his ring back, that fucking Howard pawned. Luckily somehow I was able to get it back, dumbass, but...
Roll me! Come out here. Oh, shit. All right, listen, we're having a fucking connection issue.
Chaos,
just
loud,
get me
noise.
some fucking metal shavings and the cool fucking kid,
Banging.
all right? God damn it.
Quiet. Smooth, simple. No shaky.
Hurry the fuck up, Rome.
Walks back in.
Thank you.
Chaos again. So boom, gives you like a little bit of breath of fresh air where you just get reminded very heavily that when you're around Howard, chaos is going to be in your life.
Yeah.
So they do that again to add that sense of stress and anxiety. But yeah, just the movie is so freaking stressful.
Yes,
I mean, anxiety ridden. Like it really does make you feel like what a gambling addict would probably feel like in his day-to-day life, being behind on bets, taking money from other people,
Getting in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, borrowing money from you so I can pay this guy, but I'm not going to pay him. I'm actually going to place a bet so then I can pay both of y'all back. Fuck, I lost the bet. Okay, let me borrow from this guy. Okay, let me now gamble that money. Just always just fucking trying to connive his way to get himself free of the debt he's accumulated over his gambling addiction.
Shout out to Adam Sandler, bro. He should be very proud of this movie. I think he is. I think this movie did pretty well. Like everybody was obsessed with this movie when it came out.
You get reminded that he's a good actor.
He's a damn good actor.
Like he's in, Adam Sandler movies that are just comedies and not serious, and he's just playing like a funny guy. So it's not acting's not that hard. You don't really get to show your range. But when you get him in a real serious role, Adam Sandler's a good actor. Like he's solid.
I think it's crazy. So I did look into the backstory of like the making of this movie. They tried to reach out to Adam Sandler. First off, the brothers of this film, God damn it,
Safdie brothers.
They wrote this movie with Adam Sandler in mind. And 10 years before this movie got made, they reached out to him, and his management just straight up told them no.
Right,
like,
because they were newbies.
Yeah, they didn't know, they didn't know them at all, or his manager didn't know them at all. And then, but at the same time, Adam Sandler was supposed to be in Inglourious Bastards, and he couldn't be in that because of like a scheduling conflict, which is insane to me that nobody tried to fix that. If I was on Adam Sandler's team and he had the chance to be the bear Jew in a Quentin Tarantino film about killing Nazis, I would have killed people to make sure that we got him in that role.
Yes.
So he missed out on that. And then, dude, Adam Sandler was supposed to play the raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was he really?
Yes, bro. Which, think about it, that would have worked.
Yeah.
That would have been a great part. His management, his agent, whoever, his team fucked him on that one. Mm-hmm. And then, 10 years.
Just before you get into that, like a funny story that I've heard, Bradley Cooper, who plays the raccoon, Rocket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he was walking through Times Square or somewhere and he saw a poster of Guardians of the Galaxy with the raccoon Rocket up there. He's like, oh, look, it's me. He like took a picture of the raccoon as if it was himself,
Yeah.
He's like, wait, that's not me. Like, it's just my voice.
Yeah.
Like he had this connection to the character because he voiced it. But anyway, back to what you were
it
saying.
would be like, who's the dude in Fast and Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Groot.
Right. Yeah.
But no, so he was supposed to be in Guardians of the Galaxy. That sucks. But back to Uncut Gems. So he heard about, I don't even think he heard about it 10 years prior. I think his team didn't even tell him that like a whole script had gotten written for him. Then 5 years go by, they reach out to him. I think they've got some more films under their belt. Like they're getting a little bit more recognizable, but his team says, sorry, he's busy, scheduling conflict. And I think Sandler might have even heard about it this time, but he was like, no. But then Adam Sandler finally saw Good Time with Robert Pattinson, which we have done a full episode on.
Yep.
It came out in 2017.
And I was about to say, I don't think we've done a Safdie Brothers, but I forgot we did do a Good Time
About
over a year ago.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people saw that film and were just like, holy shit, this is crazy. Also, another movie, just chaotic, everything.
They really know how to nail that chaotic sense. Like, they really make you feel it.
Well, I'll go on that just here in a little bit. But pretty much what I'm getting at is that Adam Sandler's team needs to be fired.
Yeah, they're missing.
He missed out. Like, bro, if he had scored in Inglourious Bastards, he would have a completely different career. I'm convinced of it.
Honestly, I mean, you work with Tarantino and you have a cool, iconic character. People are going to be like, let's try to recreate that, bro. Come on, come join my movie.
So I was like, damn, bro. Like, how in Guardians of the Galaxy, that's just a nice paycheck. On top of the fact that nice paycheck and everything, Guardians of the Galaxy was a good movie. All of them were. Like, those were fun films. And, like, dude, Bradley Cooper, he nailed it as Rocket. But Part of me thinks like, damn, Adam Sandler would have been perfect for that. That makes a lot of sense. And then they almost fumbled Uncut Gems, which literally like I feel like the whole country stopped. It was like, whoa, this movie is nuts.
Yeah, and you got to give it to the Safdie brothers because I heard whenever they had Good Time come out and they had some success, had critical acclaim, and obviously it's a great movie. It literally caused Adam Sandler to finally be like, yes, I'll work with you guys. Like y'all are great filmmakers.
Clearly you know how to make good movies. Yeah. But also on the chaos part, I tried watching like this 20-minute roundtable interview with the Uncut Gems cast and the Safdie brothers. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, because they're not twins. I think one is older than the other. Okay. But anyway, so it's Adam Sandler, Julia Fox, and who is the actress that plays Howard's wife in this?
I don't know. We're going to pretty famous and we don't know.
Yeah, that's...
Idina Menzel.
Yes.
Sorry if I butchered that name.
That's got to be right. So it's all four of them. Bro, I think I made it 7 minutes. And the roundtable interview was quite literally just like this film. I mean, it is just, they were just all talking over each other. They didn't really make sense in the interviews. So I think the Safdie brothers just understand this. Yeah, I think they just...
They thrive in the chaos.
Yeah, I think they just probably looked at each other when they were about 7, 8 years old and were just like, wow, we really move fast, don't we? Mm-hmm. We should get this on camera and perfect it.
Yeah. But so once Good Time came out and they had critical acclaim and finally big Hollywood executive producers were like wanted to give them work. Like, okay, you guys are actually really good. Let's start to give y'all some more work. They were offering them a bunch of big budget superhero movies. Because that's what Hollywood does. Like these executive producers, again, because we've seen the studio, a lot of them are forced to just try to make money. So superhero movies at the time were huge. But
superhero movies?
Just probably Marvel, DC, any of them.
Yeah, but you don't know what characters?
No, I just saw that executives were offering them to do. They might not have actually said, "Hey, I want you to do
a specific character." It was just we just want to kind of keep you in the reserves.
Yeah, we want to put you on board of a new superhero movie because we want to make some money and you guys are talented. But because they have artistic integrity, you have to give them a shout out. They said no, and they took instead their funds to they took their money that they made to then produce Uncut Gems and found the financing to make that. So they said no on the superhero movies because I have heard this. I don't know this is a fact. I don't have an exact example, but I have heard that these Hollywood executives, if there's a new up and coming director, they pick them to do the superhero movies because superhero movies they're a safe bet, but they do have a tendency to flop.
Yeah,
because people get tired of them. And they're not that good at movies, just in all reality. They're not cinematic masterpieces. They're just entertaining, mindless fun.
Yeah.
Marvel humor stuff, But so they do that because if the movie does flop, then they can just blame, this executives can kind of be like, well, there's a new filmmaker. He doesn't know how to make movies. He sucks. No more work.
And now he's out.
Exactly. So the Safdie brothers were smart enough to be like, I don't know if we want to bank our career and our next movies to be superhero movies. That's not who we are as artists. That's not what we're drawn to do. So we're going to say no to the money. And we're going to instead do our own stories of Uncut Gems that we've had for, like you said, 10 years that they've been wanting to make for a while.
That story is hilarious that they turned down big money for, like you said, kind of a safe bet on a superhero movie. You know that people are going to go watch it.
Well, the budget's going to be huge, so they're guaranteed to get paid a lot.
Yeah. But it's funny that they turned that down. They were like, we're going to go make a movie with Adam Sandler that nobody has seen him act in any type of role like this ever. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. Also, Julia Fox is really pretty. I guess we'll throw her in there too. Nobody knows who she is. We don't know if she's a good actress, whatever. And also, Kevin Garnett's a huge part of this movie. And we have no idea if he can act.
It's so cool having a real NBA player in the movie.
And bro, Kevin Garnett kills.
Oh my God, he's so good.
He fucking kills, bro.
I mean, he's playing himself, but still, he's giving emotional moments. Like he doesn't look like he's acting.
Yeah, I think about specifically when he sees The Rock for the first time. In the script, it has to say Kevin Garnett looks entranced or enticed or, he loses himself in The Rock. He does, bro. Kevin Garnett immediately gets that rock and it's just whoa. And I believe it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, I bet. Part of me, I feel like when I first saw this movie, because I think it came out, 2019?
Yes.
2019. I think after I watched this film, I was like, this based on something? Because Kevin Garnett's a psycho. Like everybody.
What do you mean? Like his mentality?
Yeah. Like he's got a real like Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality.
Actually, yeah, I heard because he loved to shit talk on the court, and so
he's like one of the best to ever do it.
So I heard part of his training regimen was he would go run on the beach with headphones in, and while he ran, he would just be singing out loud because he wanted to train his body to be able to shit talk and play basketball without getting tired. Because if you're talking while you're moving around, you don't have, you're not taking time to like breathe and get your body pumped full of oxygen so you don't feel as tired. So he would like train to shit talk. So that was a part of his game. He's like, I'm going to be shit talking on the court. So I got to make sure that while I'm running, I'm singing so my body can handle the fact that while I'm on the court fucking working my ass off, while I'm talking shit, I won't get tired.
Yeah, you can call a dude a no bucket getting pussy. Yeah, and screaming at them. Yeah. So the stadium can hear. Yeah, bro, like everybody knows that Kevin Garnett is a psycho. And so like when I see this movie, I'm like, damn, like is Kevin Garnett like hanging out with people that are saying like, Kevin, I'm betting 20 or like I'm betting that you'll hit the over on 20 points. And I just want you to know that if this doesn't hit, I die tonight. Like Kevin Garnett is just like, I would believe that Kevin Garnett is like surrounding himself with psychos like that.
You might be.
And being enticed by a black Jewish Ethiopian rock that he's convinced himself like, if I don't have this rock, I don't score 40 and we don't make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Just something like that, which is why it was perfect that Kevin Garnett was casted for this. I'm very proud of him. And then also, I think everybody just knows that Adam Sandler's like a huge basketball fan.
Right.
So like with Adam Sandler, Howard's character of him being like fucking hype for Kevin Garnett to come to his shop, it's like nice because you just know that Adam Sandler naturally is like hype to actually share a screen with an NBA legend like Kevin Garnett.
In your head, you can easily attach yourself to the fact, like you don't have to do too much exposition to tell that he's a basketball fan because we know him as the actor is a big basketball fan. Yes. So you automatically just kind of assume, oh, he loves basketball.
Yeah, he's like, KJ's coming to my shop.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, Adam Sandler was having so much fun. Like announcing to everybody, like in his friend group, his family, he's like, yeah, I'm about to do a movie with Kevin Garnett. But yeah, so
it's really crazy that they were able to, because they obviously had to find a player that was willing to act and could act, and also have a player that was in a finals game around the same time this movie was made that had good games and bad games, and a good game at the end that would fit the storyline. So that way there could be a big win, a loss, and then a big win at the end. So like it kind of just the stars aligned perfectly to find a player that is interested in acting, that is a good actor, that also played in the finals, that has these games. So like it's just a perfect mixture of using the real life using real life in a fictional story. And
let me add to that real quick. Another key factor is that Kevin Garnett is 36 in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like he's like at the end of his career, quote unquote.
He was still playing basketball in 2019?
No. The movie takes place in 2012.
But I'm saying the time of filming, was he still in the NBA?
No.
Okay.
He was retired by then. But 2012, like he was like kind of, everybody was like writing him off. It was like, dude, he's old. He's 36. He can't help it. Like he doesn't have it in him to like take a team to the Eastern Conference Finals, whatever. But that's like mirroring Adam Sandler, Howard. Like this guy is clear, like he's like got a whole family. He's clearly been in the business doing shady shit for a long time. Like,
I don't know. I will talk about that in a little bit, but I may have a point against that.
Okay. But really it's more of along the lines of like, dude, you can only get away with pulling this shit for so long. Yeah. Like clearly you're at the end of your rope. Like you're getting thrown in the trunk naked. I don't even think his wife has seen this before, because I remember there's a scene where she's like on the phone with a friend, like how nervous she is. Whatever. They're mirroring each other. That's why Howard's just like, they're trying to write you off. They're trying to say that it's safe for you to just retire like on top instead of like going for the big one at 36. And Howard easily could have prevented his ultimate demise in this film, because he did hit. He did it. He got his money. He could have paid off his debts. He would have been fine, but he was like, fuck that. Why would I do that when I can go make way more? Because I know that Kevin Garnett is going to score the over. He's going to lead me to my big break.
Yeah. The reason why I say I don't think he's always been shady, maybe he's always been gambling, but because it's taken place in only 2 days, it's like the end of, it's whenever it's gotten way too out of control. And the Safdie brothers actually, I heard somebody say they argue that he's actually a righteous man. despite the film being him not righteous at all.
So just these 2 days, we're just seeing this character like just
At his lowest.
At his lowest.
Because,
I like that though. That's cool.
But it also makes sense just thinking about the character and the history behind him, because so also learned that on the Diamond District in New York City with all the Jewish people that own the stores, because they're all pretty close because they have that same culture together and they're, you know, Jewish people are a pretty tight-knit community, that a lot of these deals are handshake deals. Like they're not really doing contracts because they're all good for it. They like understand the reputation is huge in this industry. So if for him to have a successful shop where Kevin Garnett's wanting to come in and buy something, he had to have had a pretty reputable he had to have a good reputation of his shop. So he's probably was doing good business. All the people that are dealing with him, they're still willing to make deals with him because he probably has been honest up front, but now it's just getting too out of control. Because if he was a gambling addict, why would all these other jewelers believe him and like loan him stuff and be like, all right, fine, but I'm gonna do this, but you got to pay me back. He's like, I will.
Okay.
So it's probably just gotten out of control in this point in the story. We haven't seen him being a good businessman and financially responsible, but he had to have been at some point because his reputation is still intact. We just watched his reputation crumble in this story. So in order for it to start, he had to have some sort of good reputation.
There's some things though, like clearly, you know, he wants to have a good relationship with his son and his daughter, even though that seems just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm an idiot. I know what I'm talking about, but you love me still. You know, that's funny. But no, Lakeith Stanfield's character, who's he?
Damani or something? Damani.
He's trying to sell like fake Rolexes out of his store. And so Howard's like, no, like you can't do that. You're going to fuck up my reputation. Also, like you're just ripping people off. Like, because they come to my store because they know it's legit shit, but you're trying to like take advantage of like kind of I'm at like a low point, but I'm still not going to let you sell fake Rollies out of my store.
And even because Lakeith Stanfield's character, he is telling Garnett, like he's trying to sell him a watch that he has, an illegal watch, either fake or stolen.
Yeah.
I think most of them are fake though, because we realized that one of them was fake that Howard gave to somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, here's 30 grand, sell it for 50.
Yeah.
So he's like, how the fuck am I gonna sell this for 50? But so he's telling Garnett to buy it, and he's like, we got the boxes of papers. He's like, we don't have the boxes and papers. What are you talking about? He's like, so he's arguing with them, like saying, like, we can't sell this to him. Like, you're lying. So he's at least has some sort of a moral, like business morals, because he's not going to lie and sell a watch to Kevin Garnett to ruin his reputation where there's no boxes or papers. Yeah. So he's obviously has some sort of good reputation that he wants to maintain. Cause he's like, what are you talking about? We don't have this. Like, why are you lying to him? Like, and he's like, what the fuck, man? You know, Keith Stanfield's like, what the fuck? Like,
and I feel so bad for Howard. Like, literally, just the black opal gets to his office. Clearly, he's been excited for this for a while. He says that he's been waiting for it for months. And so when he gets it and he shows it to Kevin Garnett, he's genuinely just like an excited little kid. And Kevin Garnett just happened to be in his shop, and he was equally excited to have KG. So he forgot that he's a salesman at the end of the day.
Right.
And that Kevin Garnett might actually be interested in buying this rock.
Because Kevin Garnett was like, it's like, man, why are you selling this to me if I can't buy it?
He's like, why are you showing this to me if I can't buy it? Why would you do that? And Lakeith is also, he's like, why the fuck would you show him something you don't plan on selling him? And Howard's just like, that is literally my bad.
Well, Howard goes, well, I'm sorry for, he says, well, I'm sorry for sharing that with you.
Excited to share it.
He just thought they were friends.
Yeah, he's like, let me just show you, this is really cool. Check this out. And then he's like, I want to buy it. He's like, actually, I'm trying to get $1 million out of this thing.
Yeah. Great fucking movie though, man. I mean, just...
Yeah, it's so the opening, like the title sequence, is almost like a metaphor for the movie because, okay, so the black opal it comes from the deep, dark parts of the earth, right? But it comes with a lot of darkness, and it becomes a cancer in the movie for Howard because he wants it so bad and he can only focus on it. And so you go through the opal when they get it, and you get to see the close-up of like the universe that he explains to Kevin Garnett, and the thing that, you know, you get to see what Kevin Garnett sees in the stone with all the colors. But so as the title sequence goes and the title comes up with Uncut Gems, it goes through the whole entire universe that the stone is, and then it transforms into Howard's colonoscopy. So like, you're now in his butthole where they're looking for cancer.
Yeah.
So it's like a metaphor, essentially. Like the title sequence is a metaphor for the stone coming from a deep part of the earth, and then it's also sort of like a cancer in Howard's life, but then it gets transformed into Howard's colonoscopy, where you're like in his butthole, to where they're looking for cancer. So it's almost like a little tie-in right there, just with the title sequence.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. Maybe there's a... Hold on. Let me think of it. Yeah. So like digging that deep for something that's literally just meant to like make you super materialistic, you're just an asshole deep down.
There you go.
Like that. Yeah.
And then the Uncut Gem, the actual title of the movie, it's also a metaphor for who Howard is. Because the opal, it's rough, it's not polished, it's not clean, but there is little hints of beauty. Same with Howard's character. He's rough and he's not polished as a character because he has so many flaws. But there are little things that he has that are good about himself. Like, he is very hardworking.
Yeah.
Like, he works his ass off all the time because he has to catch up, but he's willing to put in the work and the time. He's a good salesman. He's very good at making deals and posturing these and manipulating these situations to try to get him to be safe in the end. So that's a beautiful, not a beautiful part, but, referencing the stone, a beautiful part of his personality. So like, he is an uncut gem essentially, where he's not polished and clean, where he's perfect, but it's kind of ugly. The opal's kind of ugly besides the little points where the opal's coming out, because it's got the rock shit on it. But Howard's very similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, I mean, there's even more scenes that I think kind of show that. The fact that like he goes to his daughter's play after this dude is clearly in so much trouble, but he makes the time to make it to his daughter's BS play. Then he sees that like the guys that are, probably going to be the reason he dies are following him to the play. And he immediately gets up and is like, can we go talk? Like, let's not make a scene at my daughter's play. Like, I don't want to do that to her. So like, he is an upstanding father. And then when he's...
I don't want to say upstanding, but he wants to be a good father.
Yeah, like he does care about his kids.
He does, because, he tries to connect with his daughter. He knows something's wrong, but similar to the whole movie, he can't actually fix his problems, but he knows they're there.
Yeah.
It's like with his daughter, he's trying to fix the relationship. He kind of just...
He doesn't even really have time to, but he's still trying to make time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because, tying it more into the theme of the movie, where Howard's always betting on himself to get it up. He almost bets on himself with his daughter at the end, because he's like, as they're in that conversation where he's trying to, be like, "Are you okay?" And she's obviously just fucking hates her father.
Yeah,
like the most teenage.
Obviously, the mother has like filled her in on some level.
Yeah, but so he bets on himself by when he says that line where he's like, "But you love me, so okay." So he's like, "I'll fix this. I can do this."
Yeah,
So like at the end of that scene, he almost like. He's trusting himself and betting on himself that he's going to be able to fix this relationship at some point. So that's the tie-in. So he cares about his family a little bit. Whenever he doesn't even know. Whenever at the end of the movie, once the guys are trapped, that are Arno and his goons, whenever they're trapped inside the little waiting area before you can get let into the shop, one of the biggest bruiser, he makes a phone call, and Howard's like, "Oh shit. They might be going after my family." So he immediately runs without even any confirmation. You can tell he cares about him, because without even for sure knowing, he doesn't want to put his family at risk.
Yeah.
Even like he might be going after my family. So y'all need to get out of the house. So he cares about his family in some sense. So he does have some good traits about himself. He just is caught up way too much in his addiction.
Yeah. Dude. Okay. So I do want to get to, you mentioned the kind of the final scene where the bruisers, Howard traps them in the, kind of that little box that he's got to get to the store. I will say this. The first time I watched this film, I knew Howard was a dead man immediately.
Did you?
As soon as the main bruiser like gives him that like look, and you could see that he's sweating, just, he gives him that first look. Bro, this guy, he is quite literally an untamed animal, and you cannot put those guys in a cage and make them watch a whole basketball game. So they're in there for hours.
It's hot as shit. They're sweating their ass off.
Yeah, like they're uncomfortable. They've been dealing with this bullshit for we don't know how long, but we're safe to assume like a fairly decent amount of time. So the first glance that he gives him when he realizes that he's gonna have to watch this crazy fuck like gamble and like kind of talk shit, bang on the glass, it was like, oh man. it does not matter what happens here. Howard dies. Like, he has to.
Yeah.
There's no way that this guy is just going to, like, let that go.
Yeah, he's done too many mistakes where he's not redeemable.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of have that sense at the end where, like, can he be redeemed? Like,
Which is kind of the perfect ending if you're going to show, like, how bad a gambling addiction really looks. You can't, in reality, if you want to do the story justice, I don't think you can give the gambler winning, like, you can't give him a happy ending.
no.
Because that's just, in reality, that's just not how it works.
It's not a good message to send.
It's a terrible message to
Look,
send.
if you just keep betting, you will win. Trust yourself. The bets will land.
Like, if you have found yourself at rock bottom, keep betting.
Yeah.
Like, no. So there was also just that. It was like, if you really understood, like, this movie's very messed up. I mean, it's showing how dark everything is from the beginning of, like, it is, you have to, I feel like, when it goes showing the world of, like, blood diamonds and how this world works, like, you have to exploit it for what it is. Like, it's already a messed up process to, like, get these diamonds, like, to the States.
It doesn't start off in a morally just area.
Yeah,
it starts off very dark from the get.
So if you think that it's going from that to people that actually care, I know people that are in this world, like, they are obsessed with, like, looking the best, being the best, and not even being the best. I think more of just, like, looking like they're top dogs. Like, that's what Howard's character is. He loves, first off, nothing that he wears is his.
Yep. It's all about status. And
Quite literally, at one point, he's walking around his own store with a shirt on that has the tag out.
Yep.
So, like, he's either borrowing it or he bought it and plans on returning it.
Yeah, or selling it or something.
Yeah, because he's just going to wear it for a couple days.
Right.
So, like,
all of his jewelry is not his.
Yeah, this guy is materialistic. That's why he might not even be, like, super hyped about KG being in his store. I think he's really just more hyped that, like, he gets to be seen with Kevin Garnett in his store. That's why he takes a picture, doesn't even ask Kevin Garnett for the picture. It's just, you know, so yes, he had to die. Howard has to die.
It's perfect too, casting Adam Sandler, because he's not seen as a cool guy. Like, he's cool because he plays basketball, he's a pretty normal, down to earth guy. But because he has that normal persona, putting him where he's, like, trying to look cool and
Adam
trying
Sandler
to look.
is not materialistic at all.
Right.
This dude wears clothes that you can buy from Walmart or thrift stores. Like, it's awesome. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But yeah.
So watching him put on, like, the Gucci clothes and, like, the, you know, flashy glasses, and he doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
He's trying to look cool.
No, that's why it is awesome when he, like, tells his wife, he's like, I've been rethinking. Why don't we give it a shot? You know, he, like, kind of goes on the rant. And I love the reaction. She just starts laughing because she is finally seeing what we've been seeing the whole movie. I mean, Adam Sandler, you nailed it. He just looks fucking goofy.
Yes.
And so she just starts laughing. She's like, you look so fucking stupid.
Yes.
And I laugh every time of that scene because I'm like, he does. He looks awful. Like, it's just, you know, it's just Adam Sandler. That's just, it is hilarious to see him as a diamond selling, gambling addict, like, cheating on his wife character.
Yeah.
Because he's usually, as silly as he is in other movies, he's always kind of, like, got this confidence and swagger and charm about him that I think helped, like, his Hollywood career. I think that was, like, the whole thing with Adam Sandler. It was like, why does everybody like him so much? Because he just kind of has something about his natural self. But this movie, he goes against that entirely.
Yeah.
And it works because you hate him, you want to kill him, you want to scream at him. But at the end of the day, it's like kind of Adam Sandler. So you're just like, fuck, dude, like, I kind of hope you figure this out.
Yeah, right. Whenever you're talking about the, with him, like, being such a gambler and, like, all the shit he does, like, it's so funny. You realize just how fucking crazy he is by betting all the money he has on these games, because whenever it's the final scene when he's watching Kevin Garnett in Game 7 and the goons and Arno are locked up in that little holding room, he's like, come on, let's get the tip off. And then Kevin Garnett gets it. He's like, oh my God. He's like, we got it. He's like, we were fucked if we didn't get that. It's like, dude, what? That was going to ruin the whole bet.
Yeah. It's just, see, again, it's just, like, so annoying. That's where I want to grab him by the neck. It's like, dude, you got the 165,000. You don't have to bet the full 165.
Nope.
You could bet 65 and pay off your, I think he's down to like $80,000 on his debt with Arnaldo. I think he
Arno.
Is it Arno?
Yeah, Arno.
Oh, fuck. My bad. Yeah, Arno. So I think he like pays off like 20,000, or they rip a watch off of him and he's like, I want that taken off the debt. So it's like, it was 100,000. Now for me, it was like 80,000. Now you just scored 165. Come on, dude. You don't have to. Or wait, am I fucking up?
I don't know.
He got the 165.
It's hard to follow the money.
Does he have to pay back his relative that bought the gym?
He owes him like 38 grand.
Is that what it was?
Because he put it in an auction. The auction takes their percentage and he gets that profit, and then he's going to pay him back whatever the auctioneer gave him, the auction people gave him, but he still owes the difference.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
Because it was sold for like 180 or some 190 or something.
Yes, it was 190.
190. So he probably got paid like, 160, whatever it was, whatever 38 grand goes to. So he had to pay that difference to his father-in-law.
Yeah. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
I think that's safe to assume. That is, it's just, yeah, it's so annoying that he was right there. Like, he didn't have to bet the full 165. He didn't have to bet at all, actually. Yeah. He could have just stopped and gone home and stopped cheating on his wife and, kind of figured things out from there.
Yeah.
But he just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
It's also funny with the money because it's so hard to follow the money, and the way the characters talk about the money, except for his Jewish relatives who are actually like upstanding businessmen who like have their finances under control and don't have a problem. Like Lakeith Stanfield and also Kevin Garnett, when they're talking about money, there's one, I can't remember the one with Lakeith Stanfield. I wish I could to make this point better, but.
Well, maybe I can help.
So, Kevin Garnett says, he says, how much did you buy that for? He says $100K. He's like, so you doubled your money.
Yes.
But he really only made $65,000. He didn't double his money. But like they're always overestimating.
Yeah.
I forget the one. Lakeith Stanfield does something too where he's like, he says something where like, you made this much. It's whenever Kevin Garnett he offers $175 to buy the Opal straight up in the beginning.
Yes. And
Lakeith Stanfield's like, KG he offered you $250,000 and you're not going to take it? It's like, it's not $250,000. You're inflating all the money you're getting.
Yes, I do see what you mean.
Like, y'all think y'all have more than you actually have.
Yes.
So like that's
these are big. Those are big differences.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're always like overestimating what they have.
Yeah.
Which it goes into the theme of why Howard's so behind.
Yes, they do that the entire movie, and I think, yeah, that's like part of the frustration. That's another add-on of the frustration that you feel for this movie. It's like, wait, hold on, that is not the money at stake here.
Because, I mean, even with the Opal, he thinks it's worth $1 million. It's not. It's worth $150,000.
Yeah.
So he thinks he has more than he actually has.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. I'm
thinking of
it's when he's selling watches. He's like, 50 grand for that. This isn't worth 50 grand. I'm not going to sell this for 50. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
He, all the things he has in his possessions, he thinks it's worth way more. So he's like trying to feel like he has things under control. He's like, well, I got this. I can sell this for this much potentially. Again, gambler mindset. Like, well, if that hits, I got this. So like, I really have I have like $250,000 not in pocket. It's gonna hit. I'm gonna get it in a little bit. Trust me. So like, they're always with the money. It's all super sketchy.
It is sketchy, bro. I'm thinking, like Lakeith Stanfield's character. He annoys the shit out of me, even though I think he's totally justified in like how he acts. Although he is a crook himself.
It's just, why would you trust him? He's a criminal.
Yes.
Why, Howard? Why are you bringing this man in your shop?
He keeps screwing you over.
I mean, sure, he's bringing you business with like Kevin Garnett, and he's potentially doing other business with you. He's one of your salesmen, I guess, because they have like a deal where he gets 6% of the profits of whatever sale it is. He gets that commission, and so he's obviously bringing him business. But it's like he's setting you up for failure every time.
Yeah.
He's hooking up with people that like he's not on your side. That's what it is. He's not on your side. He just wants you for the money you could potentially pay him, but he's not here to really help you. He's never there helping you.
No.
He kind of is by setting up the deals, but it's really very selfishly. Like, he brings Kevin Garnett back when he's finally ready to give the Opal back, but like that takes a whole, like more than halfway through the movie for it to get there.
Yeah.
So like he's not on top of it trying to be like, shit, my boss, he wants this money. He's like, it's fine, bro. Fucking chill out, bro. It's Kevin Garnett. Like, stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
So
I do love that Howard like finally has a breaking point. although it is a little frustrating because he doesn't learn anything from it. In fact, I guess maybe like screws him over even more because he, you know, Julia Fox, her character, like enters his office and, you know, he just got beat up. He's got the bloody nose. He's still got like the tissue paper like up his nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally breaks down. And, you know, but he's breaking down to his mistress, the one that's like potentially, well, not potentially. She is going to ruin his family. His wife is clearly not going to take him back.
Actually, she has ruined his family.
Yeah, like so that's over. But he's like crying to his mistress. And he admits, he's like, everything I'm doing is just the wrong thing. Like, I'm just, you know, so I'm, again, like you're kind of, this is where you start kind of rooting for him. You're like, oh shit, like he's admitting it, that he's wrong. That's got to take huge balls for a gambler to be like, damn, like I'm just not making the right decisions. Like I got to make a change.
Yeah. And then, okay.
And then proceeds to not do that at all.
I mean, she's really the only person that believes him, like believes in him. She's the only character that believes in him. Like she's always there for him.
She's trouble. She is bad news. I mean,
she's trouble.
She is trouble, bro. Like first off, like, I don't know. I'm too self-aware. Like I would look myself in the mirror and be like, why the fuck does this girl like why does she love me? Because she's crazy.
Yes.
Psychotic.
Very crazy.
And she ruined a family and like and she's partying all the time.
Cheating on you.
Yeah.
Grabbing like, the weekends, boner.
Yeah. Doing cocaine with the weekend in a restroom, talking about like, I'm trying to make a sale. Like, baby, that is prostitution is what you just screamed at me on the street. And everybody heard it.
Mm-hmm. But I forgot to mention this about Howard, you know, being the Uncut Gem where he does have some pros to his character.
Yeah.
You know, he is religious. Like he sits down for dinner and actually like locks into the dinner and reads the thing, even though they
even have him say the prayer.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like that's got to be like a nice gesture of good faith that like the family does like him.
Yeah. And he is religious because whenever Julia puts the tattoo of his name on her butt, he's like, oh, now I can't get married.
Oh,
because she has a tattoo.
God. That's what he says?
Yes.
I don't think I ever really could catch it because, like, you know, he's crying.
Right.
That's what he says?
Yeah, we'll pull it up just for reference. But
bro, that is hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't think I ever knew that he was saying now we can't get married.
I love you.
No, you can't even get buried with me now.
So, you know, he has some religious beliefs that he sticks to, right? So that's one pro of his character, that he does actually stick to his religion and tries to be good in some sense, I guess. But now we can't even get married.
Bro, that is awesome. I'm so glad that you told me that. I never caught that.
So a little bit of a pro for him, you know. He's got some religious beliefs that he sticks to and won't, you know, break.
Heck yeah. Although I don't think Judaism appreciates gambling, but at the same time, I'm not Jewish, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I would doubt it. Highly doubt that any religious text says gambling is okay.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of interesting to see a character that's Jewish that is in fact not wealthy. He's actually losing money.
Yeah. He was probably wealthy at one point. He got a jewelry store, but
dude, his house is fucking nice.
So
clearly he was doing well.
He's got a really nice apartment.
I guess that is why I was so confused, because I was like, man, he really had his shit together. He had to have.
Right.
Or how was he able to afford this?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think before this story starts,
yeah,
he was
it
probably okay.
Sense. Yeah.
What's also funny too, just with the chaos of just how chaotic Howard's life is when he's in the auction. That's like the calmest scene. An auction where the guy's like, can I get one video? It's not like that at all. The auctioneer actually is slower than the entire movie, which is just so backwards. It just shows you like, holy shit, Howard is so chaotic that his life in the movie is way more insane than an auction is.
That's a great point.
Like,
also, hate that scene.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I hate that scene.
It's pretty well crafted scene though. I've seen somebody break it down where like all the way they cut it together to like build the tension up, and like it's just so well made to where like the way it like drags through the scene, because like most of the time with eyes, like whenever you shoot eyes and like if somebody looks, you know, this way or whatever, you want to follow the eyes. Just we have these ingrained in our systems and our brains. We just are drawn to like know where eyes are looking, to like see what they're looking at, you know, just evolutionarily. And so, you know, the way they cut it, like everybody like looks and it'll cut to that person who's like on edge, and just the way they build it up. And, you know, Kevin Garnett, he's never looking at Howard. He's only focused on the opal the entire scene. So just the way that they cut it together, it's really beautiful to build up that tension of just, you know, this is the moment where Howard needed to win, and he did not. He failed miserably.
It's also hilarious that Kevin Garnett, you don't know if he's like a regular in this world or if he's new to it, but regardless, he's sharp enough to realize that Howard like planted a guy to bid against him.
Yes.
So that's why he says no to the 190, because he's like, I'm just going to be able to go get that stone back.
Yeah.
But he's just annoyed. He's just like, why are you like bringing people to like make me bid higher? Like I recognize that. And I know that the stone's just going to end up back with you, and I'm just going to come buy it for what I initially offered you in the first place.
To lot number 38, not 38.
So like that right there, just it's not like a huge, you know, cinematic crazy thing, but just the way they look to cut it, it makes the scene a lot more cohesive and it's easy to follow. Like we were looking at his father-in-law, he looks over, and then we cut back to Adam Sandler, who was looking at him and looks up, and then we cut probably to the auctioneer.
A sale room notice. I'm required to inform you all that
he looks at KG, goes to KG, he's locked in.
Presented here before you all, on your left, my right.
The focus on his eyes to show just truly how mesmerized he is by this stone.
Windowed on either side to reveal the full spectrum.
He literally needs it.
Yeah, and it's cool that filmmaking is you can do such little things to really portray so much. Like just 2 shots, Kevin Garnett's eyes staring, and then the opal. You just can feel and understand how drawn he is to it. We know that beforehand, but if you weren't
just re-emphasized.
Yeah, if you didn't even know that, you would still understand how much he loves the stone just by 2 shots.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues are ready and poised.
It's also interesting that they always shoot the auctioneer from like inside the crowd of like Howard's point of view. Like he can't even like, he's not fully even in it. Like it's kind of up to chance. He's having like peek through the crowd to see what's going on with his entire life savings.
Yes,
like this is what's going to save him. He's not even in control, and he can't even get a clear look at what's happening.
Yes, because again, he is gambling. Like this auction was really not the best idea for this stone as far as like solving his problems.
Yeah, he never. Yeah,
because the auction, they could have like undersold the shit out of it. Because what was the starting price for it?
150.
It was not.
Right. Estimated
in the auction,
worth 150.
In the auction itself, like
I think it was like 40 G's it started at or something, like 30. It wasn't way below 150 though. Yeah.
Yes. So it's just there is like that little risk of like, dude, what if this shit sells for like 90,000 and I actually lost money? Like I don't even break even.
And again, to Howard thinking he has more than he actually has, he believed the value was worth $1 million from the person that gave it to him. Like, brother, this is worth $1 million, dude. You got to take it. Didn't even get it appraised. He just trusted the man that sold it to him. That's like, this is worth $1 million, bro. He's like, holy shit, hell yeah, let's go, $1 million. He never actually got it appraised to get the real value. He was too infatuated by the what if it's worth $1 million. And then now the villain of the movie, Arno, walks in, and he has like the longest shot in the whole scene when he walks in.
For a big, bold, giant leaper at 100,000.
Because it's showing that the guy that would disapprove of this heavily. He's like, what the fuck are you doing with my money? Like, you owe me money, and now you're just like hoping that this stone sells instead of trying to like actually get me the money that I need. So he walks in, villain of the scene, holds it on there, so you see the moment of like the tension of like the overarching thing over Howard in this moment in this scene. They gave him that long shot to just help you see that tension there.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Howard, obviously.
Well, also to go on that, I think it probably shows Arno is yet again let down by the antics of Howard, because if something is supposed to go for $1 million and you walk in the room and they're betting 100 and then like 110, clearly they are not making it to $1 million for this gem. No. So when you walk in and KG says 100,000 and that's where the room is shocked, you as Arno, you're like, Jesus Christ, he's not even going to get close.
Yeah.
It's against you, sir. Gonna try one more.
He's not even, now he doesn't even have the actual competition of a guy. Like this guy's like, no, I'm not spending more than $100,000.
And just the editor's choice here of like having the guy say no, and then we cut back to Arno walking away. It's like, oh, this isn't going as planned. Like the bad guy's here, and it's not going to go up to $1 million.
Yeah,
$180,000 now.
So as the scene goes on, Howard has a moment where he realizes that Kevin Garnett is actually, you can kind of control him a bit, because he Kevin Garnett wants the stone so bad, but he lets his assistant there or associate, whoever that is, tell him like, no, it's not a good investment. Don't do it.
Well, I think there's that, but we all know that his initial offer was $175,000.
That's all he wanted to pay. That's what he's willing to pay for.
Yeah.
It.
So when he hears 180, he's like, all right, fuck it. Like it's just like, all right, whatever. Like, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I will pay that. Like, I'm not, but yeah.
And so it's interesting because like that sets up the scene because Howard catches that he's able to be controlled a little bit by somebody who has some power over the scene. His little associate tells him like, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, fine, I won't do it. Fuck. And so now Howard, the next scene, whenever Kevin Garnett comes into the shop and he's going to try to sell him the opal straight up, he's like, look at what they have of you on Vegas. He starts to like control him, so that he can manipulate him a little bit, try to get him to play well. He's like, they don't think you can score 18 points. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's just a good moment there where you realize that Howard knows he can maybe control Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
But again, that scene's just pretty simply shot, but very carefully curated to make it the most tension building and relay the information as best as you possibly can, which is a few shots. And again, the fast cutting again, even though it's in the most quiet scene, not as much chaos, the camera still is cutting pretty fast.
No, quiet scene, but the silence is deafening because first off, that it's already butchered. Like, he's clearly not going to get his nut. So you're just like, kind of like, damn, can he at least make a little bit of profit on this without screwing over his own family member, which he does. You just have to sit there and take it.
Yep. A cool little insight though with the movie, they in the game 7 when they're watching it in the diamond shop with all of Howard's bet on it, it cuts to halftime where Kevin Garnett's trying to lock in after he kind of had a bad second quarter. He's looking at the stone trying to lock in, and you hear Doc Rivers. So Doc Rivers actually recorded a voiceover for it. He's not in the movie, but was involved in the movie by recording a voiceover for it.
Yeah.
And he said the roaches line that he says, where he's like, I'm like, we're roaches, or says something.
You can't kill a cockroach.
Yes. Yeah. He said that was actually one of the things he said in the locker room speech.
In that specific game, like during the semi-conference finals.
Now,
like
he could be misremembering. I don't know if that's a fact, but at some point he said that.
If you make it to the big leagues as far as like professional sports, that usually means that you have like an insanely killer memory. I mean, these guys remember everything.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when they get to like those big moments.
Well, I was me and Mercedes were watching this new PGA documentary that came out of the Tiger Woods like 2000 season when he just like went fucking insane on golf. And 2000, okay, we're in 2025. And they're like, what was your swing thought that this year? He said, well, that was a long time ago. But then as they're asking him questions about very specific, minute things about what was going through his head, he can tell you what he was thinking and like what was happening in his mind 25 years ago from his game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this movie came out in 2019. So they probably started filming in 2018. Yeah. Safe to assume. That game was in 2012. I bet that was the exact speech that Doc Rivers gave at that game. I bet he could go back, even if he couldn't remember it, which I bet he could. I bet like he had like the notes written for that specific halftime speech, like just in case this was how the game was going to go, given the circumstances. That's how these guys fucking are.
Yeah.
So
it's just cool, like embedding the real life events into a fictional story to kind of give you like a fictional what happened actually behind the scenes of the game.
It's cool because like, I mean, I don't really remember that game specifically because I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
But I bet, like older guys that are really into, sports betting, that type of thing, I bet they remember like that specific game. Kevin Garnett like not doing well, but then like going off at 36 for Eastern Conference semifinals, game 7. Like that's a big game. And so like, I am in love with like kind of like, like this could have happened. Like people might have died because of this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
that made me think of this. It makes sense that Howard had to die at the end of the movie because if you are a basketball fan, you know the outcome of the game. You know that Howard's going to hit. The beginning of the scene, game 7, with the bets that Howard places, you're like, oh, damn, he's going to hit that.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he's actually going to get away with this. So you're just waiting for it to happen. So if you know that and he does hit and it goes fine, you're like, I fucking knew that 30 minutes ago. Like, what the hell? So they have to kill him to be like, damn, he's going to get away with it. And then, bop, you're like, Oh, he couldn't get away with it. So
very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. You're so right. Because I bet a lot of people watch this film. They're like, damn, I should have made that bet.
yeah.
Or like there were other guys that were like, damn, I did make that bet. That was one of my best parlays I've ever hit,
Gives you a false sense of hope.
Yeah.
Because
you're like,
he's
holy
gonna
shit,
hit.
that bet did hit. Yeah, like good for Howard. Like he's great. Then the shock of him dying. Which big fan of the ending where they actually show the universe in his eyes. But like
we're in his gunshot wound.
Yeah. Love it.
And again, that ties into kind of what we were talking about earlier, where Howard is an uncut gem.
Yeah.
Like it's, through his blood, we then see the universe where he's tied into the theme of what that opal represents in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, just brilliant movie. I mean, stressful, fucking not that enjoyable to watch because of the anxiety you get, and you don't get a breath of fresh air once, but
it is, but it isn't.
Yep.
It's just, it's just, I don't know, like seeing a car wreck, like a bad car wreck on the side of the road while you're driving by, like you're going to look as much as you can, even though you know you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. You gonna rate it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Follow along with us on our rating system. We love to see what you guys rate these movies. We have 5 categories: acting, writing, editing, cinematography, and enjoyability. Acting is the acting, very obvious. Writing, the themes, the symbolism, everything you thought. Was it a well-written story, dialogue included? Editing, how was the pacing? Was it intentional editing to tell the story? Cinematography, how well was it shot? Was it beautiful? Was it intentional? And enjoyability, how did you personally enjoy the movie? Kind of like you can riff it as like a scale of, would you watch it again? How much would you watch it again, or is it an easy watch? Again, 10 is like your favorite. It's perfect in your mind, and it's also your personal favorite. A 5 is mid, a 7 is solid, so you kind of justify your scores there. But go ahead and lock them in, put them down in the comments, and we'll reveal them here in a second. What you got?
I give this film an 8.8 out of 10. Acting, I give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because there's one guy that's like telling Howard, well, whenever Howard finally gets the black opal and he's looking at it, but the guy is like screaming at him. He's like, I can't work under these conditions. I had somebody like grab me, and I just didn't think that dude was a good actor. So that's the only, like, shout out to Kevin Garnett, Adam Sandler, Julia Fox, and Lakeith Stanfield. Pretty much everybody else in this film. Thought they killed it, especially Kevin Garnett, given the fact that he's a basketball player.
Right.
I thought he was a killer in this film. So 9 out of 10 just because of that one guy. Writing, 9 out of 10. Pretty much, I mean, writing 9 out of 10, it's damn near perfect, but it's just so chaotic that I'm just like, fuck, like this is just, it is a little hard, but it is exactly what it was supposed to be. Editing is pretty much the same thing, 9 out of 10. That is simply for like the anxiety that this film gives me. It can go fuck itself for that. 10 out of 10. I'm kidding, of course. Like, I love this film, but it is tough.
Yeah, so I would say 10s are, it's perfectly done, and it's also your personal favorite.
Yeah.
So you can add that personal rating into it. So like a 9 can be a perfect score for a movie. It's just not my personal favorite.
This
that
movie
can make it not a 10.
was executed as perfectly as I think they set out for it to be.
Yep.
Cinematography, 8 out of 10. I mean, I didn't think it was like crazy, but it's solid. I mean, these guys like know how to like light up the screen. It looks very pretty through all of this bullshit that you're thrown into.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyability, again, 9 out of 10. This is just kind of a hard film. Just all in all, like when you're done watching it, you just want to go walk outside and listen to the birds.
Mm-hmm.
So 8.8 out of 10 is a damn good film. I think everybody agrees for the most part. This movie was fantastic.
I have a total of an 8.6 out of 10. Acting, 9 out of 10. I think it's phenomenal acting. Writing, again, great story, great way to make you feel like you're inside the gambling addict's world. Editing, 9 out of 10 for the exact same reason. You fucking feel like you are in the gambling addict's world. Like, it's just great editing. Again, from that scene we watched, the auction, it's just perfectly executed. It's just not my personal favorite. Cinematography, 9 out of 10. I love how they just make it feel like you're in the world, like trap you in this world where it's close-ups, the camera's moving. It's just great, intentional cinematography to exactly tell the story that they're telling. And enjoyability, this is where it takes a hit, 7 out of 10. I think it's a great movie, but when I think about watching it again, I would not watch this movie every day. I cannot watch it every day. Give me gaps between for me to watch it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's enjoyable to watch because it's so good, but it's not that fun to watch.
Yeah.
Great execution. Just because they executed it so well, it's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
So that gives me an 8.6 out of 10.
Yeah. But I'm happy that the Safdie brothers are just on the block. It just gives me hope for cinema. These guys, like, they know their style. They know how to execute it well, perfectly, really. So yeah, like, I'm just happy that we have these guys for probably a really, really long time.
Yep, they're solid. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. No, you know what? Good for, a movie to, like, actually break. I kind of touched on this, but I guess I'll say it again. Just good for, like, a film to break the Jewish stereotype and show a Jewish character owing money for once.
Right.
Showing how stressful that must be for them. I guess that's really my final thought. It's kind of nice to see them break the barrier.
My final thought is there's this really cool moment in the movie where you get to see, they do a weird VFX shot on Howard's eyes in the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, you pointed this out.
Yeah, it's odd. It's when he first gets the opal. And is that the scene where you thought the guy was acting not very well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump to it just to show it.
Well, he has to look up and, like, kind of re-enter the world, but he's so transfixed.
Shit, I'm gonna
All right, so watch his eyes here when he says, "Oh my God, I'm gonna come."
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
And fuck you, man.
His eyes shrink to get so little, which is just a great, odd choice to have, where you add this unrealistic VFX of his eyes literally shrinking, but you can infer that now he's getting tunnel vision because of this opal. Like, the rest of the movie, he's so distracted the entire time. So, like,
and you don't think it has anything to do with his glasses?
No, God, they move. Like, his eyes literally shrink mid-take.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
And fuck.
Like, from the beginning, they were full size, and now they're way smaller. So I think that's, again, they're showing that he's getting tunnel vision now because he has this hope, this dream of making $1 million off this opal that he got to buy. And so his eyes shrink because he has tunnel vision. And there's...
Trippy.
And the tunnel vision is shown many times because he can't even say goodnight to his son when the game's on, right? The opal is the reason why he bet on Kevin Garnett's game, so he's locked into the game. So he has tunnel vision where he can't even acknowledge his family because he's so caught up in the game. He's laying down with his son instead of spending time with the son to tell him goodnight. He's laying on the floor watching the game, making noise, keeping his son up. His wife keeps talking about, we need to tell the kids about divorce. Like, let's just get it over with. Let's bring the kids down here and get it over with. They're talking about their divorce.
Yeah.
But he doesn't acknowledge it really. Because, again, tunnel vision on the game. At his daughter's play, he's really not focused at all because he's trying to get the opal back. He's on his phone in the beginning, and then that's whenever he sees Arno's goons, and then he gets taken out of the trunk and stripped down naked. Again, tunnel vision there where he can't even be with his family for a moment. Like, you don't need the opal right now. You can take a break and enjoy your family's time and your daughter's play. And then it's kind of a funny point. This might tie in because, again, he's not necessarily obsessed with money. He's obsessed with the winning and the bets and the moment of, like, almost winning. Because, like, he's not obsessed with money because every time he gets money, he just fucking blows it on another bet to try to feel that adrenaline rush again of an addict's, hit. He needs that hit again. But it's related to money. And, like, the only thing he ever reacts to in his daughter's play is whenever the money comes out of her mouth. So, like, the one thing that Howard reacts to of his daughter's play is whenever they do a cool little a stage effect where money comes out of his daughter's mouth. So, like, the money part is the only thing is like, wow. Like, that's the only thing he cares about in the entire play is whenever money falls out of his daughter's mouth.
Yeah, perfect reflection of, like, his character, too. Like, because in the play, her character gets cursed with every time she talks, money just comes out. And so, I mean, it's just, like, a clear reflection of, like, every time he's talking, it's about, like, money.
Yep, very true. Yeah. But no, great movie. Hard to watch, but great movie regardless.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Comment below your thoughts on Uncut Gems. Let us know what we missed, some things that you caught from the movie. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the episode. If you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. That helps us out a ton. And yeah, that's all we got on Uncut Gems. Guess we'll see y'all next week. We are out.
Seems all I do is drive.